because we just love our lifestyle. So we have to leave immediately. Stop it! Watch out for the Labrador.
Life is a winding road.
Good morning and welcome back to the channel. If you watch this channel a lot, you'll see I spend a lot of time sitting in the van in a car park, and that's exactly what I'm doing now because we're parked just outside of York. York is the next place that we're visiting. We're staying at the Caravan and Motorhome Club site, which we've never been to before. In fact, never been to York before, so I'm really looking forward to that. I've had a quick look at dog-friendly attractions whilst we're there, and it looks like there's some river cruises that we can take the dogs on. It's bloomin' miserable outside at the moment, so river cruises are going to be very weather dependent, because although the water is underneath the boat, I'd rather not get soaking wet. Anyway, whatever we choose to do, we will take you with us, and I'm sure we'll enjoy it because we just love our lifestyle. Well, this is interesting. We have just arrived at the site outside York, only to be
inside York.
Inside York. Well, it's next to York, isn't it? And to be told there's a flood warning, and then are now evacuating the site. So we have to leave immediately. They've given us another location to go to, which is north of York. We might not get to York at all because we were only here for 2 nights. But yeah, so there's an adventure. We'll see what's happening. So as we drove in, I did say I thought the river looked really high, and as you can see, it really is high.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
So I thought I'd give you a bit of an update after yesterday's evacuation from the York, I don't know what the name of it is, but the Caravan and Motorhome Club site that's in the middle of York. So we were evacuated because of an imminent flood. Literally as we arrived, they just had a phone call from the Environment Agency. So we were literally turned around and sent off to, I think this place is called Beechwood. It's another Caravan and Motorhome Club site. It's just outside York. It was very empty when we got here, but it's filled up remarkably because the site in York sent everybody over to this site when they had to evacuate. It's not ideal for us, so we're gonna move on sooner than we had originally planned. And the reason for that is, although there's this field that I'm in at the moment, which the dogs are allowed to wander around without being on their lead, this is it. You can't even walk down the main driveway that we drove onto the site. You can't walk down that to walk off the site with the dogs because they're not allowed there. So the only way you can get off the site with dogs is by actually putting them into a vehicle. So it's just not ideal for us with the dogs. However, no other complaints. The staff were really friendly. They obviously had a big shock yesterday. I think we were the first actually to arrive because we were just simply turned around. We didn't get onto the site at all, but they were evacuating everybody else who was on the site. So it was an unusual occurrence, and of course it has meant that we will not be able to go and visit York. So we did think about driving to the park and ride, and then travelling into York. But it's not ideal. So we're going to move on, and we'll catch up with you some later time today when we're either travelling or we arrive at our new site.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun.
We've had to give up on York, of course, because of the flood. We could have gone there, but we've decided not to. We're going to go to the next place early, and we'll have to come back to York on another occasion because I still really would like to come here, but maybe we'll come when the weather's nice. Although, as you can see today, it's absolutely beautiful. But yesterday was miserable and rainy. But never mind, we're on to our next place, and if we get a few days like this, we'll be well happy. So my unusual pastime of waiting in the van for Sue while she's shopping, and I thought I'd just look up details on the place we're going to next, which is called Sunflower Park, and it's described as a beautiful, peaceful, remote residential property situated in the beautiful area of Laughton in Gainsborough, Lincolnshire. There is some private woodland, blah blah blah, various other things, but listen to this. Sunflower Park provides a loving forever home for Newfoundland dogs, numerous ex-battery hens, cockerels, pigs, a family of geese, 2 fabulous donkeys from Sidmouth Donkey Sanctuary, rabbits, alpacas, sheep, guinea pigs, ferrets, Shetland pony, and many more. So we're obviously well suited to that place because, we love animals generally. Not sure how the dogs will get on with the geese, but we'll have to keep them under close control. But anyway, the other thing is that appealed to us is it's right next to a forest. I think it's called Laughton Forest, and that's you can walk from it certainly looks from OS Maps that you can walk directly from the site into the forest. So we were going to stay there for 2 nights. As I've explained already, we are now going to extend that to 3 nights. They've fitted us in a day early. So just before I go, I will show you the dogs. They know they never get up when we're to shop. I don't know how they know we're shopping, but they definitely do.
We got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
So we've arrived at our new site, and as it promised, it's full of animals. We're not on the site at the moment. We're in I think it's called Laughton Woods. And it's fairly expansive. It's really good. Dogs are loving it. Archie's getting a little bit tired already, but yes, this is brilliant. We'll be absolutely rocking here for the next 3 days. It's great. So we'll definitely get some good runs, and Archie and I'll do a bit of mooching, as we always do.
Hey, darling. Can I tell you what's been on my mind?
Watch out,
Sick
watch
and
out.
tired of the 9 to 5 in the city
Oh, that's got
life.
the dogs going.
Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around. Wanna see it now.
Oh, it's loads higher.
Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city.
Watch out!
Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand?
So the owners sign themselves off as the crazy gang, and I can see why, but crazy in the best possible way. There's this little kind of pond behind me, all sorts of ducks, and I'm going to say hello to the goats. They're big. I'm not going to go too close because I know goats, like, they eat stuff. I'm going to show you the goats. I'm just going to walk on just a little bit further now, because I have just seen what I think is Highland cattle. Just one, but looks gorgeous. Hi, handsome. Pretty or handsome? Oh my goodness, I've never been anywhere like this. Oh look, I've come across more pigs. I don't know what they're doing, but they're loving the mud. Sunflower Park is another campsite with showers to rave about. They are situated within a ranch-style area with other facilities. And whilst they don't look much, they're small wet rooms, but most importantly, they are clean, tidy, with lovely warm water and no push-button operation. Go on, Sue. Give us a wave. Now, there you go. We've been told Josie's Bats, where you can get breakfast. And there's a little shop. Ian's Bits. All of this place is run entirely on honesty. Isn't that just so heartwarming? But the people who live in the van life community makes me realise that everyone we meet is nice. Everyone we meet is nice. And if a business can run a place like this and run a shop on honesty, then I think that speaks volumes.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling.
Good morning. Archie and I are on our morning walk whilst Sue and Fudge are out running. So the routine continues. But very delighted to be walking through this absolutely gorgeous forest, which I mentioned yesterday. If you're wondering where it is, it's actually not far from Gainsborough in Lincolnshire. And the news of the day is some high winds are expected later today. So we may be hunkering down this afternoon. I think it's predicting up to kind of almost 50 mile per hour winds. Starting at about, sometime late afternoon. So hopefully we'll be hunkered down by then. The van will be rocking again, no doubt. But that's all part of the experience, isn't it? And the different weathers are something that we should really enjoy. I always remember a family member who lived in LA for a few years saying that they really wanted to come back to England because one of the things they missed were the seasons. And of course, we have loads of seasons, don't we? Well, at least 4, but sometimes all in one day. So, yeah, enjoying it, as ever. New place. Definitely one we would come back to because the campsite is in our view quite magnificent in its uniqueness. And when we turned up, Ian, who owns the site, him and his wife, he said, you can park whichever way you want to, parallel, vertical, no, maybe not vertical, you know what I mean. You can position your van on the pitch any way you want. And, you know your dogs, they've got animals everywhere, but you know your dogs. if they don't need to be on a lead, they don't need to be on a lead. If they do, put them on a lead. So we find that quite incredible, really different, but just sensible and seemingly quite kind people. So we really do like this place, and I'm pretty sure we'll be back. I should say that these woods are full of lots of main tracks, so you can quite easily follow a path, and they're also cutting across all those main tracks, as is often the case, lots of individual small footpaths, which I'm sure will have just been made by people getting themselves off the beaten track and wandering through the woods, but they're also they're quite easily to see. So I would imagine you could have a lot of fun here, wandering through these woods and not follow the same path twice. I don't know if you can see behind me. I'll try and get a bit closer. Kids have been in these woods building dens, and because I was once a kid, this was exactly the kind of stuff I would have been doing, building these dens. So I'm going to sign off this video now from Sunflower Park, and thank you very much for watching. As you've seen, we missed out on York, but we won an extra day here at Sunflower Park, which is it's a lovely place, so we're not too disappointed by that whatsoever. If you've enjoyed watching this video, think about giving us the thumbs up. We really appreciate that. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the little bell so you get the notifications every time we post a new video. And finally, next week, Sue and I are mixing it up and doing something completely different. So I hope you'll join us for the next exciting episode. See you next week.